Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Heavenly Parent Holy Community Oceania Hundoke, together with Rev Yutaka Yamada. Today is Monday, the 4th of August 2025, or the 11th of June in the 13th year of Chongal. Thank you all for coming, and let's begin with a bow to our true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, Chanji Chunkuninge, Kyombo, Paro. And let's recite our family pledge, number 7 in English and Korean. Thank you.
가전맨세 7. 전국 주인, 우리 가족은 참 사랑을 중심하고 본연의 활동과 연결된 의하는 생활을 통하여 심존 문화 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Family pledge number 7. Our family, the owner of Chongal, pledges through living for the sake of others to perfect the world based on the culture of heart, which is rooted in the original lineage by centering on true love. Thank you. I'd like to share True Mother's blessing prayer that she gave on the 7th of May 2023. Beloved Heavenly Parent, for 6,000 years, Heavenly Parent, you have walked a strenuous course searching for your lost children. Today, after the passing of that 6,000 years, many blessed sons and daughters whom you can embrace in your bosom have been born through the true parents on earth. It is an unprecedented occasion, not only in providential history, but also in human history, as you, Heavenly Parent, preside directly on earth today, as you have dreamed of doing, and especially on this land, over the blessing of more than 8,000 couples, good men and women and blessed couples, here at the Peace World Centre and in 150 countries. When we consider that this is a blessing day that you, Heavenly Parent, are directly presiding over, we thank you, Heavenly Parent. We offer you our thanks from a heart of deep gratitude. Please remember True Parents' arduous journey. This will be the day of the dedication of Chongwon-gung and the Chongyal Sanctum, where we can attend you, Heavenly Parent. Our Heavenly Parent, we thank you. We offer you our gratitude, Heavenly Parent. Please accept this joy and glory. I pray that all 8,000 couples who are receiving the blessing today will fulfill their responsibility. Let them guide the 8 billion people of the world to Heavenly Parent's bosom in the shortest possible time, so that they can become couples whom you will remember and be proud of, and in whom you will have increasing hope. Please grant them your wisdom and capability. We pledge that they will become proud, blessed couples of Chongalguk, who will, without fail, accomplish their dutiful part as filial sons and daughters and loyal subjects in front of you, Heavenly Parent, and so please accept them with joy. In True Parent's name we pray and proclaim these words, Arju. Yes. So let's give a warm welcome to Rev Yutaka as he shares this morning.
Good morning, our brothers and sisters. Thank you for joining today's morning Hundoke. Today is Monday, beginning of a week. Let's put our chants on the heart and offer the victory to our Heavenly Parent and True Parents. So thank you, everyone. I'd like to share the activity photo. So yesterday, there was the inauguration ceremony of the national leader of Vanuatu. Reverend Mansu Han became the new national leader of the Vanuatu. So yesterday, we had the inauguration ceremony there. So now the Independence Day celebration time. So many members went back to hometown, but also it was a beautiful moment together with Ambassador for Peace and second generation. So this was new start of the Vanuatu movement. So we can see second gen members also gather together. So I hope Vanuatu is getting more developed and also receive the many inspiration from our heavenly parent and true parents. So Reverend and myself will go back to Sydney today. So please also support that. And next, this is Sydney side. So thank you, our Sydney side witnessing activity all the time. We will pray for success witnessing activities. This is the Solomon Island. So Solomon Island, they organized a 21 days workshop, but successfully they ended the 21 days workshop. So new guests also did the fundraising, witnessing, and many activity. So they finished well. So 5 new guests, 4 second gen, and also eldest breast family also attended together for 21 days. Then they graduated well. So education is our mission, how we can deliver and educate through true parents' word. So those Solomon Island is leading those educational workshop Providence. So I really appreciate all brothers and sisters of Solomon Island, your support and investment. And now the Japanese Women's Federation missionary just visited 2 weeks. Japanese missionary, they are staying there. And this is the Marshall Island. Also doing the activities. This is the 1-day DP education. So I had many people also attended together. Then next is Chanshimon. So finally, last Friday, we had the Chanshimon prayer. Thank you, our Sydney side, to offer your sincere devotion. That's very important and really appreciate for your devotion. And New Zealand side, thank you. So looks like every time member will be changed. Anyway, good. Thank you for your devotion. And Marshall Island, and Samoa, and Palau, and also the Solomon Island. So this Chonsong become the foundation for Heavenly Parent and spiritual world work together with us. So continuously offer the sincere devotion. Okay, so thank you all our brothers and sisters for your involvement. Let's continue to do our best. For today, let's study the epic history of the chosen Han people of Korea. Now, chapter 11, the marriage supper of the Lamb and the advent of the true parents. So today, I think Mrs. Na, right? Mrs. Na, please.
UN support during the Korean War. Although Korea was liberated from Japanese rule in 1945 at the end of World War II, ideological differences among the Korean people began to coalesce around the US Army military government in South and the Soviet civil administration in the North. This finally led to Korea's official division into 2 countries, North and South Korea, in 1948, with the border close to the 38 parallel, still more or less as it had been determined by the Allied forces after the war. Under the supervision of the United States and the Soviet Union, the South and North formed independent governments with different systems, one democratic and the other communist. Both sides declared their intention to unify the peninsula through invasion.
Yes, thank you. So in 1948, finally, the Taehanmingup, the South Korea was established, but instead of established as the unified Korea on the Korean peninsula, the nation was divided into North and South, and this country was established only the southern part. And North Korea established another country centering on the communism. So we can see those sad history. So division was started from that moment. Please.
Just 2 years later, on June 25th, 1950, without any declaration of war, North Korea advanced south of the 38th parallel, which set off the Korean War. For the next 3 years, the battle lines moved between the southern and the northern parts of the peninsula, devastating the entire country before an armistice was reached. The Korean War represented the first major military conflict of the Cold War in the aftermath of World War II. Democratic and communist ideologies clashed in full-scale conflict, which involved the People's Republic of China, the Soviet Union, and UN forces, in addition to North and South Korea.
Yes, thank you. So the beginning of the Korean War, this battle was of course North and South Korea, but actually that battle was not just between North and South Korea. At that moment, there was America, Soviet Union, or China, democratic world and communist world. So this was the symbolical battle between communist world and the democratic world. So we could see this was happened from the Korean Peninsula. That's why this Korean War was also significant war between those worlds. Please.
Just 2 years, the same slide.
Really? How about this?
No, it's still the same.
I think maybe internet connection. Is that changed?
No.
Not yet.
Yeah, no, it hasn't.
Okay, right. How about this?
Still loading. Yes, that's different. Okay. In response to the onset of the Korean War, the United Nations organized an international coalition force in which 16 nations sent troops to support South Korea. The UN Security Council was convened, and with the Soviet Union's delegate absent and thus unable to veto in, the deployment of UN forces to the Korean Peninsula was approved. On July the 7th, 1950, General Douglas MacArthur was appointed Supreme Commander of the UN forces. The first UN forces mobilized to Korea helped establish the defensive line at the Nakdong River, after which General MacArthur's landing at Incheon marked the start of a major counter-offensive by the UN.
Yes, so this is the famous and the critical involvement by United Nations to the Korean War. So there are many history and also the episode and how important at that moment of involvement. So we can see this thing. Please.
The participation of 16 UN member nations represented international cooperation for the sake of peace. Heavenly Parent, who had established the Han people as the chosen people, mobilized the UN forces from 16 nations to protect True Mother, the only begotten daughter, who was born to complete the 6,000-year providence. In this way, True Mother, who was just 17 years old when the war who was 7 years old when the war began, was able to grow up safely under our Heavenly Parent's protection.
Thank you. So this battle was the battle which was divided the world into two. So one side is God's side, one side is also the Satan side. And under these circumstances, the United Nations, this army, are the represented from the God side, and it was sent to Korea, and they took the responsibility and also do the providence. So it says that Heavenly Parent, who had established the Han people as the chosen people, mobilized the UN forces from 16 nations to protect True Mother, the only begotten daughter, who was born to complete the 6,000-year providence. That's why this UN troop involvement was also the providential meaning and also the works. So we can see. So let's see one by one. The Korean War, June 25, 1950 to July 27, 1953. A cosmic level holy war for the manifestation of true parents. So Mrs. Na, please.
The Soviet Union participated in the Korean War. Communist China participated, and Kim Il-sung also participated. Democratic world nations also participated. Why was that so? It is because the Korean War was not merely a war of Korea as one nation, but a worldwide war centered on Satan and God. And it could not have been otherwise because Korea was the battlefield for that struggle. March 24, 1972, Eastern Church, Germany. Collected speeches, of Reverend Sanyamon.
Thank you. So we could see this was just battle on the Korean Peninsula, but almost the biggest country from each group joined the Korean War. So we can see the special meaning of this Korean War. So there are several involvement. So North side, North Korea, Kim Il-sung. So he was involved and together with Russia. So those Stalin and also Kim Il-sung, those meeting was also happened and one approved. And also the south side, this is China side, China and North Korea side. They are also together. They are helping from behind. And how about America and also United Nations side? They are also supporting. So from North is representative from Soviet Union and China. And Southern side is America, United Nations. So those involvement happened. So these things, equality. So North Korea socialization or communist group is insisting about equalization. And democratic world is bringing the freedom. So those fighting was happened centering on Korean Peninsula. So line of ideological confrontation of equality and freedom, confrontation of theism and materialism, line of systemic confrontation, communism and capitalism, democracy and socialism, and line of confrontation between religion and anti-religion. So Korean War has several meanings. Okay, so Heavenly Parent side and Satan side. So this was also having the different meaning. One meaning is this: the protection of true parents versus establishment of the Satan sovereignty. And also protection of the chosen nation, chosen Han nation, and also establishment of a satanic nation. So this battle moment from 1950 to 1953, there was we can call it was the cosmic level holy war. Heavenly Parents, urgent heart, and providence mobilization all powers. Heavenly Parents' responsibility protection of the only begotten daughter at the first coming. So can you imagine at that time, the age of true mother? Just she was 7 years old. Of course, there is responsibility, and there is, of course, the growing period, but even she tried to do her best because of the age, she could not do fully her power and also her overcoming by herself, 7 years old. That's why the heavenly parents' protection and also involvement are there as the heaven's responsibility. So the Korean War and the participation of 16 UN member states. The two Koreas established separate systems, democratic and communist. On June 25, 1950, North Korea invaded South Korea and set off the Korean War. To fulfill the 6,000-year providence, Heavenly Parent protected True Mother through the participation of 16 UN nations in the war. So those nations, you could see this flag. So the 60 nations, young people, army also involved or joined or this war and to support this God's providence and to protect the only begotten daughter, our true mother. So you could see the Australia and the New Zealand flag also here. So we are really, Heavenly Parent is really appreciate those involvement. So this Korean War. United Nations that followed Heavenly Parent's will to confront Satan. UN 16 nations participated. To complete the 6,000-year providence, Heavenly Parents protected True Mother through the participation of 16 UN nations. So always we have to remember and we have to appreciate those countries. So Stalin's dispatch, Satan's strategy to make the Korean Peninsula a US-China confrontation ground. So Mrs. Na, please.
Stalin's dispatch, Satan's strategy to make the Korean Peninsula a US-China confrontation ground. Let's assume that the US government continues to be tied up in the Far East and that China is drawn into the struggle for Korea's freedom and independence. First, the US cannot fight and win against China, and the US will excessively widen its battle lines in this struggle. Second, this will give time to strengthen socialism. That's all I can see.
In Europe.
In
It
Europe.
got cut?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm using my phone, so I can't see the full screen.
Okay. So this was those intention of Stalin. You could see America just focused to the eastern side, then Soviet Union can make a power and involve more to the Europe side. So those intention was also there. So development of UN forces to the Korean Peninsula, God's providence. So please continue.
The deployment of UN forces in the Korean War was an absolutely impossible task as long as the Soviet Union held veto power in the UN Security Council. However, when the issue of the deploying forces to Korea was discussed, the Soviet representative was absent. In that gap, the deployment resolution was swiftly passed. Who made this happen? It is God's power. October 19th, 1978, Watergate, Ballroom. Sorry, I can't read after that.
Okay, Joseon Hotel, Grand Ballroom, corrected speeches of Reverend Sam Myung-boon, 100 and 253. So Father also gave this message in 1978. So that much Soviet Union is involving these things, but that moment of decision-making moment of the United Security Council, Soviet Union didn't appear. And Father said it was the God's power. So we could see this thing. So Heavenly Parents' providence centered on Christian nations. Heavenly Parents moved the central figure of Christian nation to support the Korean War so that Christian-centered nations could fulfill their providential responsibility. So a cosmic level holy war for the manifestation of true parents. The reason President Truman decided to participate in the war was, above all else, to stop communism from advancing into Korea. So America or United States side also could have the clear view like that as the representative of the Christian nations. So Mrs. Na, please.
Whose power was it that blocked the communist forces' invasion of the South during the June 25th war? It is God's power. If US President Truman's decision at the time of the June 25th war had been delayed by just 3 days, all of us would have been driven into the waters of Busan. As long as Korea has this special protection from God, no one can lay a finger on it. The forces attempting to harm Korea are broken one by one by God's power. October 19, 1978.
Yes. So thank you. So we could see each moment have the critical moment. And as Father said, just if 3 days, his decision was delayed, then already South Korea was dominated by North Korea. So each moment is a critical moment. And also that much the center figure or center of person's responsibility and decision making is important. So you could see that time the President Truman, his decision, if he could not fulfill or could not make a right decision or right time at the time, it was already failed. That's why how important that each central figure or prepared person's responsibility. So maybe luckily or fortunately, that time the president, the Truman, made the right decision at that time. Because of this Korean War, at least the democratic side could protect the South Korea. So where on earth is Korea? So you could see they received the instruction to go to Korea, but at that moment, many people also could not recognize or understand where is the Korean peninsula. So because all nations could not recognize in that time, and also that much, even maybe Korea was not so much famous in the world level. So that kind of small nation at the time, but United Nations, Soviet Union, bigger nation involved the things. So that much, this was the providential war and also the front line of the providence between God, battle between God and Satan side. So Korean War, total participants, 1.9 million people. So largest supporting nation, USA, Christian nation, 1.7 million people. And also average age of US participating soldiers, exactly 16.5 years old. So can you imagine that much? The young soldiers are the main group to involve this Korean War in order to protect the Korean Peninsula and protect the nation of Korea. So this is Korean War, but you could imagine this the flag. You can see flag and also the number who attended? How many army attended from this country? America, England, Canada, Turkey, Australia, Philippines, Thailand, Netherlands, Colombia, Greece, New Zealand, and Ethiopia, Belgium, France, South Africa, what is this? Luxembourg, I think. So those nations send the army, and almost their age was 16.5 years old. So can you imagine your second generation, or even your third generation, 16 years old, already went there, and this was the average, was a 16.5. Then surely some are younger than that age, but totally this kind of the 1.7 million army involved this war and supported. So we can see those history. So the things. So please read, Mrs. Na.
The countries that participated in the Korean War were 16 UN nations, weren't they? The Korean War is designated as God's holy war. Those who participated and sacrificed in this war were offered as commemorative sacrifices in the holy war, representing all peoples of the world for the kingdom of heaven. July 6, 2000 in East Garden.
Yes, thank you. So that's why once again we have to study and also recognize the meaning of Korean War. Korean War was just not for North Korea and South Korean battle. This was the battle between the democratic and communist world, and also God's side and Satan's side. And main purpose was to protect the only begotten daughter and true mother. And of course, also the true father, he was also under the prison that time, right? So this war has this kind of meaning. So those soldiers, those involvement, and those nations, we should continuously recognize and really appreciate those family, those nations themselves, their involvement. So if we go to Korea, we can see there are many ceremonial monument. There are many monuments about the Australian soldiers' involvement, New Zealand soldiers' involvement. So if you have opportunity, please also visit there and pray for those ancestors, those soldiers. So anyway, a Korean War has this kind of meanings. So through father's execution date, October 14, 1950, 2 a.m. So when true father went to the Danbury prison, when they noticed this battle was happened, I'm not sure, police or guard, they started to kill the old person inside of the jail one by one, and almost next day was the true father's execution date. But at that moment, the bomb, USB-29, came and bombed to Hunnam prison. And because of this, he could escape from the Hunnam prison. So protection of true father, who is to fulfill the mission of the returning Messiah. So it was also happened together. So June 28, 1950, crossed the Han River with the help of external uncle, advanced of Cholla province. This is mother's flow from North Korea and South Korea. So through mother's evacuation, going south and refugee period. So it was also happened. We can see. So when we read about the true mother's Myanmar, also mother's explaining the episode. So after crossover this Han River bridge, immediately this bridge was bombed and people could not cross. So that situation was also happened. So this is the flow of the true mother. So 1948, Communist Party's divisions oppression, November. agent evacuation, decided to go south. So Anju, this is sorry in Korean, Anju, Pyongyang. So we can see Anju is mother's birthplace and Pyongyang is the central city or capital city, and going to the Seoul. So this Seoul, September 28, 1950, returned to recaptured Seoul. And where is that next is maybe here, Jeollado, met her maternal uncle, Hon Sun-jung, and resided in Hyojeon-dong, Seoul. So go and back, those things is happening. And June 28, 1950, Korean War breakers crossed the Han River with the help of maternal uncle, evacuated to Cholla province, and January 4, retreat, second evacuation route, fled south, lived in Daegu, Jeju, and Chuncheon. So we could see through mother also flow or escape those war continuously and change the place to live accordingly, and also finally came back to Seoul. So the providential significance of the Korean War, Holy War, and Providence, a mystic agreement, July 27, 1953, overcoming the communization, satanic nation of the Korea Peninsula, prepared by Heavenly Parent. So finally, this war was ended that time. Yes, okay. So those history was there behind the Korean War. So instead of just thinking as one of the small war in the Korean Peninsula, we should understand the special meaning as the holy war, the cosmic level. And because of this, there was serious moment between North and South, democratic and communist, and God's side and Satan's side, and even also the protection of the only begotten daughter, true mother, and also the true father, and finally it was over. So today, almost sharing about this Korean War side. Last time also we showed about the video of Korean War. So if study more, we could find the more detailed episode. And since we are here, Australia and New Zealand, when you meet the people, maybe also you can appreciate the Australian people through testifying about true mother and about true father. And we can also connect those stories of each nation to our heavenly providence. So learning those providential meaning is really important. So let's continuously study and pray for those soldiers, those nations, and also connect with our Heavenly Parents' providence. So thank you for joining today's morning hundoke. Have a great time. 감사합니다.
Samuel, thank you very much, Rev Yutaka, for sharing as always, and to really highlight the importance of this Korean War at the cosmic level, and really needing to recognize just how desperate our Heavenly Parent was to really bring about the manifestation of true parents. So this holy war, it's unfortunate it has to be a war, but because it is a battle between God's side and Satan's side, democracy and communism, it was never going to be any smooth surrender on either side. I found it interesting where it said that both sides declared their intention to unify through invasion. So both were intending that, but the North struck first, and the invasion happened, and then because of the UN decision and also the miracles, so many miracles happened in this process that enabled true parents to be saved and protected. I found it interesting, that the protection of true parents, happened under a war scenario situation, and God was taking a risk, but there was, and which He always does, hoping that the success will happen out of the intense struggle. And as we know, there was miracles in regard to, protection under war. Protection, when I think of Father, the bombing of Hunnam, and Hunnam was destroyed. And then the protection of Mother was the bombing of the bridge, and the bridge was totally destroyed. And both was like at the last moment, just a second longer, and they would have been on the bridge when it exploded. And same with Father, that talked of miracles, that Father would move just, and right after he moved, a bomb fell. And there's the story of how people who noticed that started to gather around Father, so that a group of people would walk, and they would just be moving around, and every time they moved, the bomb fell where they were. So amazing miracles were taking place to protect Father and to protect Mother, because we need the manifestation of true parents, which is God's authority on earth, and God's physical presence. So this is an amazing, just reflecting on God's heart of desperation, to bring about our true parents. And really, of course, we need to have a lot of praise and glory to our Heavenly Parent, for protecting our true parents. So anyway, some of my thoughts. Thank you. I can see Nara has her hand up. Go ahead.
Yeah, there are many bridges over the Han River, and I wonder if someone could confirm the bridge that Mother crossed over is the bridge near the headquarters in Seoul.
At the time, there was only one bridge. There's many bridges now, but at the time when Mother crossed, there was only one. And
Is it the bridge where that is close to where the headquarters used to be in Seoul? There's a bridge there, and then you can actually walk to where we went for our pilgrimage. Is that the bridge? Because I was told that was the bridge. That was the area of the bridge at the Han River. Can someone confirm that?
If you was
And
told, then that is true, right?
sorry?
If you was told, because so many bridge, I think that bridge is maybe the near Yonsan, I think. That is the main bridge. Because there are now many bridge there. So we can see again.
Anyway, we walked on that bridge. We Colin and I and the others specifically walked on that bridge. Well, it was rebuilt. But yeah, you can walk from there to the main church. And because it's also near where Mother went to school, before, around that area. So it was good just to be able to, walk in that area. And it'd be nice to have actually a good tour going to all the different places that Mother lived when she moved from north. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Suami, go ahead. I need to unmute, sorry.
Good morning. I have a question to Rev Yamada. and you and the Kenji-san. I don't know, you can see this photo. I received this message a couple days ago. She's Japanese, but she lives in Korea. And they said you can welcome heavenly parents to your own family. Even you are not Chombo. I said, I didn't finish 4:30, but she said, even you are not Chombo, you can welcome each family, can welcome heavenly parents. Is that only Korea? Or did you hear anything about the news? You know, each family welcome heavenly parents. So I don't know. It's a good chance to ask you. Did you hear about something?
I don't know what you are talking about. You are talking about the memo?
Yes, in Korea, they welcome heavenly parents for each family. I don't know. Would you like to see? Oh, this way.
What is this?
Just keep it up longer. Yeah.
하늘 부모님 가전 만찬식.
Yes. She sent me few days
I
ago.
think maybe you have to check. Maybe I think one of the flow of the sacrament, you know the sacrament providence? Now each church will do the sacrament, like eating the bread or eating something to welcoming heavenly parent to each place. So I think this is extension. Already this each nation is now doing the July. They gave the instruction to each church to organize the sacrament, right? I think Sydney and Solomon Island already doing.
Yeah.
And also they have instruction to do the whole nation to do.
Mm.
I'm not sure. You can ask the Reverend Kenji whether New Zealand is doing or not. Anyway, I think this is the similar flow.
Oh, so you mean we can welcome heavenly parents, each family? I mean, if New
I
Zealand.
think so, yeah. Always we should welcome heavenly parent.
It's amazing. I mean, I don't know. I'm not spiritually open, but it's just amazing. I thought you can welcome heavenly parents, each family. That's amazing. Don't you think?
Yes.
Okay,
So now there's this tradition now. It's not confirmed yet. Just maybe still the trial period. So maybe official announcement will be happened also. So this will be also receive coming instruction later.
Okay. Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Still a bit of time for anyone? Yes, Marie, go ahead.
Good morning.
Yeah. And then after Reverend Kenji, go ahead, Marie. Yeah.
We used to talk about the shape of the Korean peninsula as resembling an archangel blowing a trumpet. But so far I haven't heard that in the Korean epic. So is that still something that we teach or talk about, or not?
Archangel is which is archangel? Archangel?
Yeah, the shape of Korea, north and south, together resembles the outline of an angel blowing a trumpet. I think in level 4 Divine Principle, the Green Book mentioned that, but I was wondering if it's going to be mentioned in the Korean epic series that we're studying now.
Oh, I didn't learn also that one in the past.
Mentioned last week.
Last week?
In the room last week it was mentioned. There's a photo.
Archangel shape something?
You're blowing a trumpet. There was a photo of it like a picture of it.
So
Okay.
it is there, at least in picture form, maybe not in words.
The one we saw the other week was a woman,
Yeah.
Yes.
Dancing.
That's
an
right.
archangel. It was a woman with her arms up.
Oh,
There's a woman dancing, and it
Yeah.
was, yeah,
One arm was up and one arm was sort of close to her side.
was she making the shape of Korea?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't think it's mentioned in the epic. That's not. I don't think it's an important thing anymore. Okay. Yes, Kenji, you want to say something?
Good morning, members of the Oceania, centering on Rev Yutaka. Yes, yeah, just in response to Suremi-san about the Heavenly Parents farm settlement ceremony or something. We haven't got any official memo yet for that. So basically, yeah, we follow the instruction from the headquarters regarding the Chongil's sacrament ceremony, which we did last Sunday, and I hope that yeah, the Suemi-san could have watched the ceremony, including the Sunday service, which is available through the Facebook. And so what we understand from the sacrament ceremony was that inviting the Heavenly Parents living all the time together. And one thing that we can do in a family is that preparing the meal for the true parents before the dinner, preparing for the meal for the true parents. As it were, we having the dinner together. So that's the kind of symbolical ceremony every day, inviting the Heavenly Parent true parents in our home. That's also I briefly mentioned in the service, and yeah, so far we haven't received any official announcement for the farm settlement ceremony to invite the Heavenly Parents yet. And as the Rev Yutaka mentioned, yeah, we are waiting for a new instruction if it's going to be confirmed to do in each family. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's doing this trial period over several months, and several churches were selected to carry it out. You know, Australia's done it a couple of times now, and my understanding is that once all the feedback is collected and collected again, there'll be some sort of official statement of this Holy Sacrament being a permanent tradition set up around September or the end of September. You know, we'll get that final settlement of the Holy Sacrament, because it's something we do when it'll be ongoing. So when Mother enters spirit world and joins Father, this will be the attendance around which all the membership will do together. So they're still finalising the actual process. So it will be announced later. Yes, no.
Yes, sacrament. I guess it would be helpful for us to know the purpose of it so we can give some relevant feedback. I mean, I heard yesterday from from the service that, or even just now, that it's about sharing or inviting God, into true parents into your home and it's about sharing a meal with them. It's not the same as in the sacraments in the Catholic Church and the Presbyterian Church. It's different. It's like true parents or God is with you. So it would be best. Is that all? The purpose of it? Maybe give us some more information is for the purpose of sacrament. So and so is the feedback about how it should be given, when, those kind of things. So we can give them.
Totally by the headquarters for the national leaders to put it into practice any way that they see that they can do it, and then it gets back, and then they'll decide what is going to be the common way. So it is like the timing, is it done every week or is it done every month? I mean, the only thing they said to us in the beginning was it's either the food that is used is either rice cake or bread. That was it. And we took in Australia the option for bread, and that's the only thing that they said. And the reason for the bread or the rice cake, it comes from a bigger whole that is broken up into smaller pieces, so symbolizing the fact that everyone is joined together as one, and it is a substantial attendance to our true parents. So the difference between the Holy Communion, which is in remembrance of the blood and flesh of Christ. This is a symbolism, or more than just a symbolism. It's a practice for the actual attendance to our true parents that will be ongoing for our community. Yeah. So
and also interesting, there's no liquid, it's just solid. Whereas in the
it's not Christian. It's attendance to true parents, so we don't need to think it's got to be the same.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, we've got Kathy, got your hand up. Yeah, go ahead.
One of our newsletters, we were sent out a download of about the sacraments and everything. There's a 25-page book about it, and we've been sent that on one of our newsletters. So if anybody, they can click on it and they can download the whole book. It's got everything on it. And that it is a trial period at the moment until the end of September. So everybody in New Zealand can access it themselves through the newsletter.
Yeah, I actually got that, and I paraphrased it all, and I did a whole Sunday service with quite a explanation of it as a PowerPoint, going through how the different sacraments were traditions in different faiths, in Passover and many things I explained in the process.
That was explained yesterday too.
That's right.
Which newsletter did you say? The Oceania newsletter?
No, our weekly newsletter. I'll send it to you.
Yes, Janine, you wanted to say?
This is the. Can you see that?
No.
Come closer,
okay.
Janine.
Well,
no, because you got your image on. It's
okay.
not highlighted. You got
just the slide. It's the slide that that was at the. Oh, okay.
You have to remove your background to be able to see it, because your background is becoming part of your image, the book. Yeah, there you go. There you go. So that's the picture of the dancing Korean lady. It's the image of Korea. Yeah.
Oh, pretty cool.
I say thank you, Janine.
All right. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for. It's time for us now to offer our unison prayer. Unless, Jeff, you look like you wanted to say something.
Oh, no. Anyway, I think you've covered it, John. I think I need to read that 25 pages that Kathy alluded to. I just sort of wanted to know if there's sort of some theological underpinning of the meaning of it, some kind of condition or something. But I think it's better I read what's said first. But that's what my only question was. That's why I took my hand down. Thank you, John. Okay.
Right, thank you all. I'll just share the screen and we can offer there it is, offer our unison prayer. Let's pray together. Thank you. June. Thank you, everyone. Thank you again, Reverend Yutaka, for sharing, and I hope everyone has a great day and see you all again. Thank you.
All the best.
Thank you.